unlike it anywhere else we go. The sound, the view, everything about it. And it doesn't hurt that I got my very first NHRA win here. And I'm a Tennessee boy, and I love this place.
Absolutely. Going to be a fun time. Of course, the Thunder Valley Nationals Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Bristol Dragway. There are still tickets available for that event. Clay, just talk about how the 2019 season's been for you on the NHRA Belly Yellow Drag Racing Series. And again, thank you for being on the program this morning.
Oh, I tell you what, we've had a great season so far. I mean, Parts Plus has been awesome to us. This is our 9th year together, but we are going to have a brand new look this weekend. Your car, your data. You've got to come out to the racetrack and see this gorgeous new look that we're going to have on the race car this weekend. And our season has been awesome. I mean, we've had a number one qualifier, a few final rounds, and we are looking to push it over the top right here at Thunder Valley this weekend and get in that winner's circle for the second time here at Bristol.
Clay, I'm pretty sure this is probably one of the first time we've ever done any announcements about drag racing per se, and I appreciate you being able to join my friend Dave McGee to talk about the Thunder Valley Nationals at Bristol Dragway. But my question for you is this, or I want to give you the opportunity. If there's somebody out there that might be on the fence of coming to the Thunder Valley Nationals this weekend, or never have experienced the excitement that is in NHRA drag racing, tell them about what it's all about and how exciting and thrilling it is to be in witness live.
Well, there is just no question that NHRA drag racing is the most fan-friendly sport that you can go to. I love NASCAR. My oldest son's named Cale, and I know NASCAR is huge in this area.
Right.
But what separates NHRA drag racing from the NASCAR side of things is you can watch these cars go out there and go 330 miles an hour. You can come immediately down to the pit area, and you can see the driver. You can see the teams. You can watch them work on the car. And unfortunately, you just don't have that in NASCAR. I mean, you might get the opportunity to see the drivers for a few moments before the race starts, but that's it. After it's over with, they're done and over with. Every ticket is a pit pass, and we have total access for everything. I mean, if you've never been to one of these events, and maybe you saw some on television, until you see it, hear it, and feel it, you just do not know what you're missing at an NHRA event. I mean, we're talking 11,000 horsepower per car at over 300 miles an hour in just a little over 3.5 seconds. You can't not come to this event. It is a must-see.
Yeah, it truly is. Nothing compares to being live, and I'm one of those fans of all racing. And, you can listen to, you can watch it on television. And, of course, my colleagues at Fox do a great job giving you the sights and sounds of the emotion of not being there live. But you've got to witness it in person, seeing Clay Milican, John Force, and all the others roar down the racetrack at 300-plus miles an hour, putting those lives, those cars on the line, and the excitement, the intensity that builds with it is just phenomenal, Clay. Big props to you, because I like to go fast, but I don't know if I could go 300 mile an hour fast.
Oh, there is nothing like it, and I encourage everybody to come out and experience it firsthand, because once you come and see it, and then the next time you watch it on FS1, then you'll understand what you're watching.
That's exactly right. Well, Clay, listen, buddy, I appreciate you joining us here for a few minutes. I know you've got a very busy schedule, but thank you so much for taking your time to be on Finish Line. And before I let you go, thank your sponsors and everybody on your team.
Like I say, everybody needs to come out to Thunder Valley Nationals this weekend. Come check us out at the Parts Plus, Your Car, Your Data. Brand new look this weekend. Y'all guys will be the first to see it right here at Thunder Valley.
All right. Godspeed. Thank you for your time, Clay Milican, and maybe you'll get the big Wally again on Father's Day to you, by the way.
I am definitely looking forward to getting my second Bristol win, and we are going to make it happen on Sunday. See you guys out here.
All right. Thank you, buddy. We're going to get back on the line here with Dave McGee. Of course, that was Clay Milican, race fans. Clay Milican, one of the drivers of the NHRA Yellow Drag Racing Series, taking the time to join us on Finish Line. Dave McGee, thank you for putting that together, brother. That was a surprise.
Hey, I like to surprise people. That's not a problem. We had a media event up here at 10:30, and I said, he's got to leave at 11. I said, can he stick around for maybe 10 or so more minutes? So I wanted to give your listeners a chance to hear from Clay himself. He's a great ambassador for the sport, a tremendous racer. And hey, I would not be surprised to see him in the final round on Sunday because he's a tremendous driver as well.
You're exactly right. And, of course, in addition to all the great things going on, you're going to have the Top Fuel. You're going to have, of course, the funny cars and the pro stocks. You got pro mods coming. You got street racing coming. My goodness, Dave McGee, there's a whole bunch of action going on at Bristol this weekend.
It's going to be absolutely nonstop. We'll start at 10 o'clock on Friday morning. We'll have 2 rounds of pro qualifying tomorrow afternoon. One of them will be under the lights about 7:30, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And let me tell you something. The forecast, it's only going to be 74 tomorrow afternoon for a high. The temperature tomorrow night is expected to be in the low 60s. And Clay and I were talking before we came on. We would probably rotate the earth 1,000 feet tomorrow night because these cars are absolutely going to thunder in the valley.
You're exactly right. And another thing that people might not know, not being a follower of drag racing, Dave, when it's cool, those engines roar. I mean, it allows the horsepower to be used to its full capacity. You're exactly right.
Maximum horsepower, maximum traction, probably the quickest and fastest runs of the weekend. And it gives everybody a chance to be we call it the hero round because everybody wants to be a hero. Milican and I were talking earlier that, the guy to beat right now is Stevie Torrance. He's won 5 in a row. He's trying to replicate his winning streak in the playoffs last year where he won 6 straight. So he'll go for his 6th straight on Sunday afternoon, and he's the guy to beat right now, no question about that.
That's exactly right, and of course, there are still tickets available for this event. Go to BristolMotorspeedway.com, BristolDragway.com to find out information for the Thunder Valley Nationals. That's what we're talking about right now here on this Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day, by the way, to all you fathers out there. And what a great present, Dave, to bring your dad, your grandfather, your brother, your best friend to Thunder Valley Nationals at Bristol Dragway this weekend.
Yeah, it has become a must-see event in this part of the world, no question about that. The event has moved around over the years, and once we settled it on Father's Day weekend, it really has become a tradition. And you see a lot of families come out on that Sunday afternoon, and you see a lot of fathers and kids out here, and it has become a tradition in this part of the world.
I want to continue to talk about the events coming up for the Thunder Valley Nationals, but Dave McGee, I had the privilege to work with you, Corey Hensley of the Vors Compact Series, and of course Andrew Hain. I got to work with him again on Monday in Michigan at Berlin for the Money in the Bank. We're going to talk to Brian Campbell at the top of the hour about his big win 2 years in a row for that show. How excited was this year's Short Track U.S. Nationals at Bristol?
Short Track Nationals is just a tremendous event. We love hosting it, and the excitement was pretty much nonstop. I think this year was probably the best one that we've had so far because the show was so compact. The fans could come out at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon and see all the racing in all the divisions and still get home by midnight and still make church on Sunday morning. We've had some weather issues over the years. We had a little bit of weather this year on Friday during practice. But Saturday was just absolutely phenomenal and great turnout of cars, great turnout of fans. We just had a tremendous event and looking forward to having another one next year.
And remember, if you are a Speed 51 subscriber to the Speed 51 network, you can be able to see the replay of those races, the highlights of those races, the interviews. That was the Short Track U.S. Nationals. But again, Dave McGee's on the program to talk about Thunder Valley Nationals this weekend at the Bristol Dragway. And Dave, I've got a special place in my heart, like Clay Millican said, for Bristol because I actually was the YouTube winner back in 2007 of the announcer search contest at Bristol Dragway. And I had the privilege to work a season there doing drag racing at that place for the Fast Mart Street Fights. And I've been a part of those special events over there, and it's just great to see now we're at 2019 going into 2020 next year, and that place, Bristol Motor Speedway, Bristol Dragway, the Bristol Thunder Valley Amphitheater. We'll talk about that with one of my favorite country bands, Alabama. Just so many great things happening at Bristol.
Yeah, it's pretty much nonstop around here. There's no question about that. It's tremendous history here. I mean, the drag strip was started in 1965, the circle track in 1961, and we just continue to build upon the history. And you mentioned Alabama. Of course, they're coming July 27th here to be the first major concert at the new Thunder Valley Amphitheater. The stage is basically going to be right here at the drag strip. We're going to be using the grandstands here at the starting line for that event. It's going to be Alabama and the great John Michael Montgomery. Really looking forward to that. There's all kinds of ticket options for that. There's all kinds of VIP options if you want to check that out. Of course, Alabama having their 50th anniversary tour this year. Of course, Country Music Hall of Fame group. I mean, they are. There's probably not a more recognizable country band in the world than Alabama, and we're just happy to have them.
Now, obviously, Alan Reinhart, the voice of NHRA, who took, of course, Bob Fry's place after his great successes, and the other powers that be, Jose Costello, other people will be there for the coverage of PA. But you do something called Thunder Valley 101, and I understand you got about a 2 or 3 man broadcast team for this deal. It starts tomorrow. Talk about that going into your 9th season, being a part of this.
It's one of the highlights of the year for me. They approached me. I've been in drag racing most of my life, and they approached me a few years ago and said, "We've got a novel idea. We want to do a radio broadcast that would kind of run alongside the PA broadcast, specifically for new fans who maybe don't understand some of the nuances of drag racing."
Right.
And so we spend the entire weekend answering questions and talking about what people are seeing on the racetrack, helping them appreciate and understand all that goes into making the sport. I mean, on the surface, it's a very simple sport. You've got 2 fast cars, they line up, the first one to the other end wins. But
right.
In reality, but in reality, it is so much more complex than that. The complexity of the cars, the technology that goes into it, the strategy that goes into it, and all the factors that would apply to each and every run that every car makes, because the cars are so different. The Nitro cars are different from the Pro Mod cars. They're different from the Mountain Motor Pro Stock cars that we're going to have back here for the first time in decades. And they're different from all the different sportsman classes. So we try to explain all that. We try to explain why they go 1,000 feet in the Top Fuel and Funny car versus 1320. We talk about cost. People want to know, what do the tires cost? How much does it cost to make a run? What does the fuel cost? We get those kind of questions all the time. And so we try to help people understand and enhance their experience, because we feel like that the more they understand about the sport, the more they can enjoy it.
Absolutely. And in addition to that, in closing, I got to give props to Bristol Dragway and NHRA as well for bringing not only the national boys of the Mellow Yellow and gals of the NHRA Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series in for the event for the Thunder Valley Nationals, but also you go to your grassroots. You never forget where you come from. You do your top eliminator. You do your modified eliminator. You do your sportsman classes. And I think that's phenomenal too, that it's all across the board from, weekly, a weekly grassroots drag racer to a national drag racer. Everybody gets their chance to be, a chance to get a Wally.
That's exactly right, and the sport is geared that way, and that's one of the reasons that the sport has continued to grow as it has, because you have kids starting in junior drag racing at the age of 8 or 9 or 10, and by the time they get to be 17 or 18 years old, they've got hundreds of laps down racetracks. So, I mean, they're experienced, they know how to race, they know how to win, and also they know how to lose.
Yeah.
And that's really important, because drag racing is so competitive. You can't win them all, and most of the races you run, you're probably going to lose. So that helps people, and that's what has fueled, I think, the competition. And you look now in the pro ranks, for example, and you see countless examples of people like Antron Brown and Leah Pritchett and J.R. Todd and people like that who came up through the junior ranks, and now they're in the professional category.
You're exactly right, Dave. Our time has grown short, my friend, but thank you so much for being on, as well as Clay Milican, NHRA racer. Real quickly, throw out the final details on the Thunder Valley Nationals and how fans can order tickets that are tuned in on Finish Line right now.
NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at Bristol Dragway. You can go to bristoldragway.com. If you're in the greater Tri-Cities area, stop by the facility, the Bruce Smith Building. Tickets are on sale right now, and tickets are still available. You want to be here for Friday night, but after you get a taste of it, you're going to have to come back on Saturday and Sunday for final eliminations.
And, of course, coming up again in August, the Bass Pro Shops NRA night race. Again, we'll talk about that probably another time with Dave McGee at Bristol Motor Speedway, bristolmotorspeedway.com, bristoldragway.com to order your tickets. Dave, thank you so much, my friend. Thanks for being on, and have a great weekend.
Thank you, Wesley. Come see us.
We'll do it. Bristol. It's Bristol, baby. The Thunder Valley. Again, the Thunder Valley Nationals this weekend in Tennessee.
This is Finish Line.
Quick radio timeout. When we come back, we will talk to the real rapper. Kenny Collins picked up a big win at Lawrence County. Finish line is on the air. We'll be back in less than 1 minute.
CrateInsider.com is your one source for crate racing tech and more. Whether you currently race with a crate engine or you are thinking about getting into the sport, our website